Alright guys, welcome back to the continuation. This is part 2 of the second big vinyl haul that I had. I'm just going to go through these real quick. There's a Rush Archives. I think this is basically made up of the first 3 Rush albums. Fly By Night, Rush, and Caress of Steel. Some of these were in one box. These must have been things that he got later in his life, that either right before he packed things up, but Queen, Day at the Races, right before he packed things up, because these were not sleeved. Traffic, John Barleycorn Must Die, little Bad to the Bone, and some of these were radio station. You can see had call letters on them, things like that. I don't think it has any white label promo or anything like that. No, it's just a standard label, but did have the radio station call letters on the front. A couple of these had those. Night at the Opera, Live Killers. So a lot of this stuff you see is duplicated from the other haul that I had, because both of these guys had great things and took immaculate care of their stuff. So I couldn't let them set, even though they're duplicates. They are going to be great for trade material or upgrades or even gifts. Some Joe Satriani. This one I was very stoked to find. Tesla. Killer. Cool. David Michael, I know you're going to love that. Another Traffic. Kind of cool. The way this one is set up. Just weird. Ike and Tina. I know David Michael's going to like this one. That'll probably, if you don't have it, that'll probably be coming to you, Dave. Life, Neil Young and Crazy Horse. There's some ZZ Top, Rio Grande Mud, some Van Halen here, guys. 1984, 5150, a couple copies of Self-Titled. Stay, Janice. Stay. Or you guys can deal with the glare, I don't care. Again, another couple copies of The Kids Are Alright. This one is this one has a gold stamp promo on it. Texas Flood. Rainbow Rising. Long Live Rock and Roll. This one I was so stoked to find. Look at how gorgeous that is, guys. Get it up there. There we go. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. First pressing. Some more ZZ Top. Blazing through these guys. ZZ Top. Check it out. This has been on my want list forever. I had Cherry Pie. This was one that's been eluding me. Finally got it. A little Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. ZZ Top Legs single. A little Women and Children First. Again, radio station call letters. The Who. Live at Leeds. Does it have the insert? Yes, it does have all the inserts in it as well. Soul to Soul, a couple copies of that. Sorry, David Michael, there is not another copy of In Step in here. I know you were sitting here probably with your tongue out wagging. Well, couldn't stand the weather. But there's not. Unfortunately, this guy didn't have that. Van Zandt, Johnny Van Zandt Band white label promo. Woodstock, one in volume 2. I think this has a baby picture of Farley on it here when he's a little guy. Little guy, get it? Some White Snake. Who's Next, an even later version with the Super Saver sticker on it. And Who Are You? Moving along, we have a Scorpions Big City Nights picture disc. Kind of cool. I'll pull it out and show it to you. This is awesome. This is killer. Awesome. I may even frame that one because I dig that. That's and I love that song. So I may get a frame for that, and you'll see it up in some of the videos. Check it out. T-Rex got a couple copies of this actually. I think they came from that, and then I had to get this. Linda. Brother Steve had asked if I had this. He saw one in a store, I believe, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I think I have that. I have to dig through these records. So I literally dug through 4 boxes of records and found it. But thank you, Steve, for thinking of me, buddy. Appreciate it. Some more Bob Seger. There's another copy of Mongrel, Steve. If you, I don't know if you need that one. I think you said you had Ramblin' Gamblin' Man, so I do have an extra copy of Mongrel if you need it. Just let me know. Unfortunately, I don't have another copy. I've just got the one copy of Noah Slade. A couple Todd Rundgren things. That maybe there's just the one Todd Rundgren thing I got here. A Nearly Human. Another copy of, like, I need another fucking copy of the most worthless record ever recorded, but I got it. Beggar's Banquet. Beautiful copy of Beggar's Banquet. Made in the Shade. Another copy of Tattoo You. Through the Past. Darkly. Big Hits Volume 2. Get the glare off there. Aftermath. It says, including Paint It Black, it says. Get your yah-yahs out. Big Hits, High Tide, and Green Grass. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Condition Critical. You don't see a lot of these out there. Gorgeous. Look at how white that cover is. Awesome. Glad to have that at the opera. So I'm going to go through and upgrade some of these and some of these other things if you guys want to work trades or something. If you need any of this, let me know. Some of it has obviously got to go in my collection, but Farewell to Kings. Here's the cool Scorp stuff, guys. So Animal Magnetism, Worldwide Live, Best Of. Get over here. There's your Best Of. This one, it's not not really in the best of shape, but the Love Drive, uncensored. I think that's the original cover. I know I think there's 2 different covers on that. Yeah, because here's a different one. Check it out. There we go. Virgin Killer. Tokyo Tapes. Blackout. Love at First Sting. And I got to show you this one too. This one. So it's a different Love at First Sting. Same tracks, different cover, alternate cover. We'll have to check and see what's going on with that one. But then we have another copy of Love at First Sting, but no cover. Nothing special about it, just didn't have a cover. Taken by Force. Savage Amusement. Love that cover. We got some Springsteen, Nebraska. Born to Run. I don't know if I checked this one. Yeah. John Landau, Jon. I'm still looking for the JOHN. I check every one I see, and I don't see the JOH ends. Been meaning to ask you, Ron, Metal Ron, do you have this? This is I believe this is the white. Yeah, white pressing. So, kind of cool. I didn't know if you had that or not. Let me know. Finally, you see these all the time, but this is a very nice copy of the Springsteen Live 75 to 85. Now this is definitely the jewel, just like Noah was the jewel of the last lot. This is the jewel of this lot. This is a Rush promo, radio station promo, everything your listeners ever wanted to hear by Rush, but you were afraid to play. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was going to trade this or sell it on eBay because it sells for stupid money, and this is one of the best copies I've looked all over, and there's only been 2 or 3 copies that I've seen sell, and they were nowhere near this nice. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not, but the more I hang on to it, the more I think I want to keep it. But you never know. Some more Rush, Caress of Steel, Fly By Night, 2112. I think there's a couple copies of 2112 in here, which I'm actually looking to get a new, the 40th anniversary of 2112. I want to get a nice copy. So guys, maybe leave in the comments. Let me know what you think about the reissue. There's so many different versions of that, but I definitely want to get a new copy of that just because it's such a great record. I want to have a good listening copy. So there's we had the one earlier that had the radio station call letters all over it. Here's a nice copy of Signals. Grace Under Pressure. Here's another copy of 2112. This is the original. It's got some cracks and pops in it. It still plays well, but a record like that has such dynamic range, you really need to listen to a nice clean copy. So Power Windows. Like I said, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on those new reissues, because I definitely want to get one of those. I think Shannon D, I believe she just showed one in her video, has a hologram on it or something. So here is Hold Your Fire. A couple REM things here. And Rolling Stones. Top that off. I'm going to put that back over here. This is getting a little tight over here. So we'll do Rolling Stones here and move on to the last one. Meatloaf, Bad Attitude. You see Bad Out of Hell all the time, but you don't see Bad Attitude very much. This one either. And then I filed these with Meatloaf, even though it's Jim Steinman, the writer behind all that. It actually has the 7 inches with it as well. Rock and Roll Dreams Come Through. So those are cool. There's a couple copies of that. Both with the 7-inch. Mothers of Invention, Freak Out, Little Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil, Nuge, and the Amboy Dukes. Go down. There we go. Some Pink Floyd here. There was a really good Pink Floyd lot here. Nice pair. Woo. I know I'm 12. Sorry, ladies. Wall. Is Obscured by Clouds. I keep thinking something different. This has the first 2. Yeah, it contains 2 LPs. So the Sid records there. Another copy of The Wall. Another Dark Side. Another Dark Side. 2 of the 3 actually had the postcards in them as well, I believe. Animals. A little bit of Petty in this one. I don't remember if this had all the Petty in it, just Southern accents. Yep, looks like we just hit. That's where we stopped with the Petty. Prince. Poster inside. Yes. It hadn't even been unfolded, so I was happy to see that. These weren't in the best of condition, but it's a cream single 12-inch. And then this was another one, Delirious, plain white label. Plain white label on that as well, promotional, not for sale. Delirious. So Karsten and Mitch Wood, tell me about this, guys. I don't know. Could be good, could be, I mean, it's not anything too crazy. There's some Mellencamp, George Michael. I think there was 1 or 2 copies of this in there, and then there were, oh, you know what, there's a couple other things over there that I need to pull out as well. Steve Miller, best of 68 to 73, greatest hits 74 to 78. Yeah, there's the other George Michael. It's not near in as good a condition as the other one is. A couple Van Morrison things, real nice Van Morrison things. I was glad to get those. I really love Van Morrison. Common one. And a couple Little Richards, cheap comps, you know. 17 original grooving hits. I like this one. This got a really cool cover on it. And then in one box they had, well, this Ray Charles would have went after that as well. But in one box he had some things that didn't have any covers, and then there were some comedy records and miscellaneous records. So here's the Snoopy and the Red Baron. Pretty cool. Rodney Dangerfield, No Respect. I had to get that. Wait till you see the last one. Red Fox from St. Louis's very own. And then this is the one that blew me away. I had to get it just because it was Dice, but it's still sealed. Andrew Dice Clay. How awesome is that? I have never seen this record. Still sealed. Does have a delete mark, a little delete cut. But alright guys, I had to throw this in here. One last thing I had actually forgot. I could not find, I was wondering where the A's were, and I had already set this group aside to start sorting. So I'm going to go through these real quick. There's some more really good stuff in here. So here's your AC/DC high voltage. Back in Black. For those about to rock. Flick of the Switch. Couple copies of Fly on the Wall. Couple copies of Who Made Who. We've got them on the side here. Then here's some Aerosmith records in here. Most of these should all be sleeved. There's Toys in the Attic. Dream On. Scott had mentioned in last night's post about Walking the Dog being spelled right. I didn't know anything about that, but yeah, that looks like it's right. Walking the Dog. I'll have to look at the other one, Scott, from yesterday's video, but yeah, there's another one, but it looks like it is spelled right as well. Get Your Wings. Rocks. They're not in the best. Like, and you can see he didn't have these sleeved. Live with the Fillmore Allman Brothers. Eat a Peach. Brothers on the Road, or Brothers of the Road. Wasn't familiar with that one. There are some couple Angel records, like Brother Steve, Harmless Rebel, had sent me a few of their records, maybe one or two a while back, and now I was able to get a whole bunch of those. I went ahead and picked up whatever he had on Angel because I really enjoyed what Steve had sent me, and I think Scott Waters is another big fan of Angel, if I'm not mistaken. I was stoked to see all this really cool Bad Company stuff in here. Rough Diamonds, Fame and Fortune, Dangerous Age. Wasn't familiar with this. This must just be an inner yeah, Desolation Angels. I don't think this would just be the outside cover, but hell, it could be. Could just be the inner. I'm not real sure. There's another one. This is Burning Sky. There's Desolation Angels right there. So the inner, yeah, that was apparently just an extra copy because there is that's what the inner looks like. So there we go. Run with the Pack. It's BTO, Not Fragile, great record. So Boston, Don't Look Back, Third Stage, Self-Titled, Chilliwack. And then these, I had heard of the Rockets. I'm not familiar with their stuff, so I went ahead and picked these up. I figured I'll give them a chance. I haven't had a chance to give them a spin. If anybody knows anything about the Rockets, let me know. Hopefully I'll enjoy that stuff. And then this is super cool. I immediately thought of a couple of you guys in the VC here. Primarily Metal Ron Haggerty. A huge Molly Hatchet fan, but I'm sure there's a bunch of you guys. But check this out. These are all signed by the band. Of course, this signature here is on there. I don't know why this dude signed it on the back. Dave, this guy. Can't pronounce the last name, but everybody else signed on the front. He signed on the back. It makes it difficult to display that way, but they're still very, very cool. We've got 1, 2, well, there was only 1, 2, 3 copies of this, and same thing, he's signed on the back of all of them. I checked to make sure if he had signed on the front, and it didn't look like he had signed on the front of any of them. He's on the back of them all. Flirting with Disaster. Again, signed here as opposed to on the front. And just aggravating, but it is what it is. Beating the Odds. And he did not sign this one, so maybe he wasn't on this record. I'm not 100% sure. Again, Beating the Odds. No, there he is right there. Yeah. So that one is not signed by him, but this one is. There's another Beating the Odds. It's signed by him. This is a nice one. Take No Prisoners. Not signed on the back, so it looks like 5 signatures on there. Another one, No Guts, No Glory. No signature on the back, but 6 guys, again, 5 signatures. The Deed Is Done, This one looks like it has 4 signatures and then 5. So it's missing one guy. But apparently, maybe all of them are missing one guy. This was kind of cool. It's Heavy Metal Records. But you can see the artist here, Wrathchild, Accept. Check it out. No idea what this is. I have to check it out and see. I do love how they laid out all this, you know, with the reel, the back of the tape, handwritten. Very, very cool. And then last but certainly not least, Farley. We'll know a little bit about this. Do you have this one, Farley? Heart-shaped vinyl. Suicidal Tendencies. I Hate You Better. So there you have it, guys. That is the part 2 of a mega haul. I was so stoked to not only have the opportunity to sit down and dig through this collection, but to be able to walk away and add to my collection with some of this great stuff, as well as the stories of her brother, who these records belong to. So I'm gonna make sure they stay in a good home, and even if I pass them along to other VC members, I know they'll go to a good home. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I can now get back to sorting and get these things filed where they belong. It's going to be a long journey to get this stuff all done, but Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, has already offered to help, so I just might take you up on that, Brandon. We'll go down the road to Fast Eddie's and get a drink and some good food. A couple Fat Eddie burgers or Big Elwood on a stick, and come over here and sort a little bit. So guys, thanks for joining in. Hopefully we'll be seeing you on a more regular basis with some new videos. I know I got a couple contest videos to get turned in next week. But take care, guys. Peace.